Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tasia, but you can also call me Tay, and welcome in. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm especially excited because we are officially touring Barbossa. This is my pirate themed island that I built in just 14 days, and I had an absolute blast putting this together, and it was just even more special because I got to share it with you guys almost in real time. I kind of was a few days ahead of the actual videos that were posted, but I got to connect with you guys in the comments and add some of your suggestions onto the island. So thank you so much for all the love and support of this series. Truly, it meant the absolute world to me. I had so much fun connecting with you guys again, and yeah, it was just so much fun putting this together. But as I said, this is my pirate themed island. I can't wait to show you guys around. However, I do have something very exciting to share about this island before we get into the tour. So secretly, as I've been building out this island, I've actually been putting together a little treasure hunt for you guys for the dream address. It was so fun for me to think of ideas and bury a bunch of different items around the island, which you won't really see quite yet. You will have to visit the dream address in order to see all those details, because we are touring before I officially set all of the items around and hide them around the island. But I do know exactly where I'm going to be putting them, so keep your eyes peeled as I tour around the island for potential hiding places that you might see. So if you are interested in visiting the GA and participating in the treasure hunt, stay tuned to the end of this video where I will explain a little bit more about the rules and all the details you need to know in order to get started, and also hopefully finish the treasure hunt and find all the hidden items. So with all that said, let's officially start this island tour. I don't have the dream address posted quite yet at the time I'm recording this because I do still need to hide all of the items. But assuming I've done that already by the time this video is posted, I will go ahead and put the dream address on the screen for you now if you would like to visit as I explore around. But yes, let's just go ahead and get started. We are here at my airport. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my map. So this is the island of Barbossa. Here are all of my villagers and the layout of the map. Honestly, this map turned out a lot different than what I expected it to be. This island was initially meant to be full of an ocean, so I used a lot of water path around the island, and that's why you see a lot of sand. So anywhere where there's sand, there's potentially a lot of water code on the ground as well. And all the little dots you see are either trees or palm trees planted around the island. But as for my villagers, we have Zucker, Marina, Sparrow, Rodney, Agnes, Roswell, Weber, Rod, Igley, and Octavian. Honestly, I really love all these villagers. They've truly grown on me over the course of me building this island. It's been so fun having them around. I would say that my favorite was Rod on this island. He's just so cute and extremely underrated, but he definitely fit this theme. Okay, without further ado, let's dive into the island tour, and oh my goodness, we have Marina here at the very front. I have the audio of the game muted currently. She could be singing some kind of like pirate chant or something, I don't really know. But here we are at my entrance. This was honestly a little bit difficult for me to do at the very beginning, as you guys probably saw as I was building out this island if you watched that video, just mainly because it's such a small space. I wasn't really sure how this was going to turn out, but I am happy with the end product. I did change things around, of course, as the videos went on and as I built this island, but essentially I wanted you to come up ashore and then you're entering into our pirate town through this archway. It was also quite difficult for me to build this because, as you can see, Resident Services is right here in the front. Leaf is also visiting us today, so he is our newest member of Barbossa. But yeah, I pretty much surrounded Resident Services with this deck code, and we have the very beginning of our pirate town. For this island, I was going for like a very beachy, nautical kind of feel, not so much like tropical jungle, but more so like a coastal vibe to pirate core. So that's why you're going to see a lot of water around the island. I essentially wanted to create a town that was surrounded by the ocean. So that's pretty much the aesthetic I was going for. Very rustic and run down. Has a few little ancient feels to it as well. But this is like the very start of the island. So I absolutely love all the views around this island. I think where we are going to start today is actually going around this way. So this is the first build that I did on the island. Well, I guess technically the second build, but the main build of the town. And we just have this little jail cell in the back with a skeleton. You're going to see tons of skeletons around the island because that was pretty much my favorite item to use when I was building. But we just have like this lighthouse here in the corner, some cannons, all the buildings are wooden and rustic, kind of run down. And then traveling down this way, we have more of our town. I just built these fake building sides. I think they turned out really great. I love the color scheme here. My island honestly looks the best when it's bright out and sunny, so I really love the vibes of this. I think this is what it's going to be for the dream address. But yeah, here is resident services in the plaza. We got all these buildings here. Please bear with me as I do this tour. It has been so long since I've done an island tour on the channel, so I'm kind of just like diving back into this. But also, Marina's over here now. I feel like she kind of just teleported over here. She is so cute though. Okay, I think where I want to go next is this direction. So exiting the plaza, I have this little wall here that kind of leads you to the outskirts of the town. And I absolutely love this transition here. I love the dirt path. This whole build turned out exactly how I envisioned it when I first created this island idea and this theme. Honestly, my whole aesthetic for the island was centered around this vibe right here. I drew a little sketch and I wanted to try my very best to match that sketch that I did, and it pretty much turned out exactly like that. So I'm super happy with how this area looks. It's so tropical and fun. Yeah, I just love it. We have a wanted poster here as well, and a bunch of pirate maps dropped all around the island. And coming up here we have our lighthouse. I love this build too because we also have Skull Rock in the very back. Now if you watch the videos in the series, you know that this area was also a little bit of a struggle for me to build at the beginning, but sometimes it just takes tearing down an area and rebuilding it in a new way, and you might ultimately end up with something even better than you had before. So that's what happened with this build. I absolutely love this build so much. It was so fun to put together. I love the view. It feels very pirate-like. I also included these building sides right here and also this bridge leading up to the lighthouse. It was all just so much fun for me to put together. And also we're gonna head to the left here. This is kind of a little tucked away area. You have to just really explore the island, which is something I recommend for the treasure hunt if you decide to do that. You're really gonna have to explore all around the island in order to find all the items you need. But up here is the backside of my neighborhood, and this build is kind of tucked away, but it's meant to be like a rooftop guarding the town. And back here we have our first pirate ship of the island. That's more of like a perspective build. I do have a second pirate ship on the island that is pretty much life-size and you can walk around and explore it, which we will definitely see later in the tour. But I love how this ship turned out. I feel like this is as close as I could get to making a ship in Animal Crossing look realistic, so I'm so proud of this. We got the cannons here to defend the town part. We got a dog with some keys. And of course we have a skeleton because there was a duel up here on the roof and he unfortunately was not the victor in that duel. But yeah, and then we just have more of like a little extension of the beach. I really tried my best to do as many perspective builds on this island because I just think that really makes it feel realistic and super fun. We will go back there in just a minute. You do have to go through the side here because I have blocked it off pretty much everywhere else. So you can wind through here and you do unfortunately have to walk on the water to get over here. But when you come back around, you do get a closer look at the ship itself. And we also have another little island back here. Back here I just have a bunch of different rocks and trees and flowers, another little cave item. Honestly, this was kind of like a filler build. There was really nothing much left for me to do back here, so I just decided to make another little island, and we just have some hidden treasure back here. And also, you can climb up onto the actual pirate ship through this way, through the plank, and you get to explore on the ship itself. I thought this was really fun and interactive as well, which is my goal for this island. I really am trying to make this a very fun and playful kind of theme. But that is essentially all of that little island and this build here. So we are just going to make our way back to where we were, and we're going to explore the very first part of my jungle that's in the back half of the island. I do have this little island here next to Skull Rock. I just love this so much. This was kind of inspired by my other island that I'd done, Kakamora, where I just had a small little island surrounded by ocean. So I just wanted to tap into that as well for this island, and I just think this is so fun. Okay, but heading over to the jungle that I mentioned, oh, and then I also forgot I do have some little piranhas that are splashing around in the water. Definitely be careful and wary of those fish. So as I said, there is a jungle back here, and this one is a bit more secluded compared to the other jungle areas on my island, but when you climb this vine, it actually leads over to an incline over here, and this is pretty much just like a big overlook of the jungle, pretty much. It's just a bunch of trees here, and this build was inspired by ACNH Mia Land and her jungle themed island, so I wanted to kind of incorporate a similar build on this island because I just thought it was very fitting. And I just love this. It's so much fun to look at. All the colors are really popping at this time of day and year, which, if you guys are curious, it is around the end of July in game, so that's the time that this island is set to. But we are going to head down this way, and we're going to actually go back towards the town, and we're going to explore my villager neighborhood. So this is back at the transition. If you go to the left here, I have this bridge, and I have a bell tower that sits right behind it. This build was honestly a lot of fun to do. I thought it was super cute, and it also just is a really nice filler, I think, for this little section, as well as a really good transition into the actual town. Oh, I forgot to actually fix this part. So yeah, I ran around the island just looking to see if I had anything else I needed to fix, and I forgot that I needed to fix these little parts right here, so excuse me for a minute. Okay, there we go, all fixed. As I said, I'm going to be posting the DA shortly after I record this video, so I was just running around and making sure all the little finishing touches were complete. But this is my villager neighborhood. I think it is so fun and cute. We have Octavian, Agnes, and Roswell here at the bottom, and when you pan your camera up, you get an extended view of the buildings back here, and I really love how this came together. I love the colors, I love the vibe. I love all the little parrots that I have scattered around and birds. It's just so fun. I love it. I don't really know what else to say about it, but I just wanted to create like a dark and eerie part of the town, and that's exactly what this is. And coming back here leads to my beach, and pretty much the only beach, well, I guess there's one more beach that I decorated, but this one is probably the most decorated out of all the other beaches. And back here we have a skeleton in a cage. I just thought it'd be a fun little filler build, and as you could probably see behind him, there is a pipe in there. So hint hint, for the treasure hunt, you may have to find another pipe hidden around the island somewhere in order to get in there and grab whatever item I'm going to drop in there, because I can guarantee that's at least going to be one spot that you need to get to for the treasure hunt. But this was a really fun little filler build. I have the keys dropped right in front of the cage because I just thought that was a little funny. Yeah, and then winding down this way is my peninsula, and it's kind of simply decorated. I just threw in a cave item and some palm trees. We got some pirate treasure on the right hand side, and further down we got cannons and rocks and trees. Honestly, kind of just threw this together randomly in my fillers build video, and this is what it turned out to be. I just thought this was very fitting for the island. Okay, but we are going to finish looking at the neighborhood because I do have a second tier coming up this way from the incline. I also just love this view right here. Also, we got a balloon passing by. Please ignore it if you can. But yeah, from here you can get an even better view of the building side, so I just thought that was a lot of fun. And up here we have more villager houses. I believe we have, I honestly forget who I have over here. I believe it's Rod, Rodney, and Zucker. I could be wrong about that, but we have 4 villager houses up here, and if you've been on the channel, you probably know that I absolutely love making cul-de-sacs on my islands, so I couldn't pass up making one here, and it honestly just was the perfect little way to incorporate my villager houses on this island. I wasn't sure how else I would do it, but I love how this turned out. It's super simply decorated. I love the exteriors of the villager houses. I thought it was so fun using the Zen customizations because I never really use those for my islands. And then we just have this little centerpiece in the middle too with a bunch of cute pirate decor. So that is just the villager neighborhood, and you kind of get a little view of the beach down there from this corner of the house. But yeah, nothing much else to say about here, so we're gonna continue walking to the right. Over here I do have a land bridge and another kind of like jungle type overlook. I just loved using all the palm trees on this island. It was so fun, it makes it so tropical. But this bridge leads to more extension of my town and also some more fake buildings that I put together as well. I guess you could say that I was very inspired by like Spanish type architecture and building sides. I just thought that was very fitting for this theme. And I love all the codes that I used for the windows as well, which by the way, all the codes hopefully will be on my Pinterest by the time this video comes out. If they are not there, they will be shortly after the video is posted. I do have to gather all of those and post them, but they will be under the board called Barbossa. So if you're curious about any pathing or codes, that's where you can find them. But yes, this is another little extension of the town and it leads back to the plaza. So it's just one big loop. So we are next going to explore more of the town up here. This part leads to my little market on the island, and I just have, once again, another land bridge, and I thought this one was kind of fun because it expands over the ocean water, and we just have like a little canal over there on the right hand side with some more villager houses, and you can also see the jungle from here as well, and all the piranhas of course, which I thought was a really fun detail. Coming through the archway leads into my market, and it's kind of like a bazaar, I guess, or like a black market where a bunch of items are sold, probably illegally, on the island because we are dealing with pirates after all. We got some gold and diamonds, jewels, statues, paintings, all the things here. And this is kind of the backdrop of the market as well, just those building sides. And I had a lot of fun putting this together. I just loved all the codes and I loved putting together all the gold and things. We got like a ruined, decayed wall back there. This was just so fun to do. And down this way is the canal, like I mentioned. Here, I think this is Weber's house and Sparrow's house. So they just pretty much have identical houses. I think the colors of their exteriors are just slightly different, but basically the same thing. And over here leads to another entryway into our jungle, but we are actually going to enter from a different section. We are going to go up into the market, and back here I have another little land bridge that leads into the jungle. I loved this build. It was a little challenging for me at first, once again, but I'm so happy with how this turned out. I do have like this little river that flows underneath the bridge and just all the broken pillars and things. This is just very ancient looking, and that's because I do have like a little nod to a ruined temple in this jungle, which we will go and see. But firstly, we have this little pond here. The water kind of just flows to the back of the island, so it kind of looks like an infinity pond in a way. Or I don't know if that's the best way to explain it, but it does look like the pond extends out into the ocean. So I just thought this is a really beautiful view here. And then back this way, we actually have a little hidden cliffside that you can walk on top of. And this just has some treasure on top of here and a sword. As you could probably tell, I loved using the pirate barrels all throughout this island. They're pretty much everywhere. It's just the perfect item to use for this kind of theme. And you can just get more view of the ocean back there and all the lush jungle. But we're going to climb back down and head even further to the right. And I just surrounded this whole jungle with a bunch of trees. I tried stunting the trees at different heights to make it a little bit more realistic and add dimension to this whole jungle area. And we just have a few little filler builds here and there spread throughout. But back here is also another reference to my scavenger hunt on the island. This is pretty much what you guys are going to see in the dream address. I do have a bunch of tools dropped around the island, or at least there will be. But again, I'll go into detail on that more at the end of the video. But this one here is a ladder, so you have to kind of figure out how to reach the ladder and acquire that in order to get all the other items you need to collect. But yeah, that one is there. So I was originally going to put a rock garden here, but instead I decided to incorporate this area into my scavenger hunt for the island. And back here you can actually access Red's Beach. So I just threw in a few little decorative items as well, just to fill in the space. But yeah, that's pretty much how you enter that way. And then through here, we're actually going to keep going to the right side, but I do have like this split path. So if you were to enter the jungle through here, this is kind of like the first view that you get of it. But when you continue over and follow the dirt path, you head towards this bridge, and this is a little lookout of my museum. Originally, I wasn't going to include the museum on the island. I actually had it as Blather's tent for like the longest time, and it was kind of just sitting on my beach. But I feel like this is a very fitting use of the museum, so I'm super glad that it was able to squeeze in here into the jungle itself. And then I just threw in a bunch of trees and items around it. So this is kind of like my ruined temple build. And speaking of temple, over here to the right, oh my goodness, there's so many balloons floating around today. But over here, I do have a few gyroids scattered around, and I guess I've kind of labeled this area as like my little gyroid temple. So I just threw in an incline here, and we just have this glowing like temple here with a golden dung beetle in the very center. So it's just like some treasure, kind of like Indiana Jones reference, I guess, but super, super fun. And you just get more views of the trees everywhere. Yeah, I just love this area. And the gyroids are just always so cute too. Okay, we are going to officially exit the jungle now, and we're gonna climb down this ladder here. This is the same one that we saw from the canal area by the market. And I just have this tiny little beach down here. Super cute, very simple. Nothing much to it. And now we are officially going to explore the big pirate ship on my island. This is the very start of it, or at least the side of it. When you climb up this vine, you enter the plank of the ship, and here you get to walk around on the actual ship itself. I had a really fun time putting this together. I feel like I tried my very best making this, and I am super, super proud with how it came out. I think it's so fun. You get to just walk around on it and take some cool pictures. I dropped some barrels and things. I just tried to make it as accurate as possible to what a pirate ship might look like in real life. So I just included a bunch of different details. We got the sails, we got the pirate's cabin, which is my house, which we will go in and explore in just a minute. But we also got the ship helm up here to direct the ship. And we also have a bucket and mop to swab the deck. And back there in the corner, we have a third skull rock on the island, and that is also the jungle that we just explored. So this was just so fun. It's just sitting in the middle of the ocean on my island. I love how this turned out. Again, I just had an absolute blast working on this whole island, honestly. I just got to get really creative with a bunch of the builds, and this one was no exception. But now we are officially going to explore the interiors of my house. But I will go a little bit quicker when exploring the interiors of my house because I just posted a video of me decorating those. So yeah, let's just go inside and explore. Okay, entering into my house, here is the pirate cabin. Basically, this is, oh, we have a roach, which actually is kind of fitting for this house. But this is my little den room. That's the main room in the house. And, oh, my bad. I did not mean to kill the roach. Okay, well, anyways, as I was saying, this is like the captain's quarter. I'm technically the captain of this ship, so this is my little cabin and my den desk. Let's head over to the right room. In this right side of the house, or I guess ship I should say, on the right side we have our gold that we have collected over our journeys across the sea. So all of it is here. We have some paintings that probably were stolen. A lot of this stuff in here was probably stolen because pirates plunder and get as much gold and treasure as they can. So that's what this room is. I just wanted to fill it up with a ton of gold and shiny objects. Over on the left-hand side of the cabin, we have a little dining room. I just thought this was going to be very fitting and cute to add in because we need to enjoy our fine dining and tea sets that we have collected in a fancy room and show off all the other items we've collected through our pirating adventures. But yeah, I just wanted to create like a cute little dining room somewhere in this house, so that was this room. And as you probably can tell, I did block off that back room back there. I did just throw up some partitions because I wanted to have this room be like the study, the main desk area, and I thought it looked a little strange having a doorway right behind the chair, so that's why we blocked off the back room. But let's head upstairs. Up here is my bedroom and kind of like my little study as well. We got some books lining the walls back there, a couch to rest and relax. We have the bed over on this side, and I really love the detail of the pirate maps back there. It's kind of just like a big curtain. I thought that was a really fun detail. I also have my wardrobe and another place to write letters and messages to send out. But yeah, this is my room. Very cluttered kind of vibe throughout this entire house. That was the main goal. And then also just the red and black and brown theme as well. But that is the bedroom. So let's head down to the basement. And as you guys probably expected, the basement is the dungeon of the ship, and this is a very dark and eerie room. I do apologize for the coloring. It is a little different than like when I'm outside, and I'm sure it might look a little different when you actually visit the dream address compared to what my capture card is capturing right now, but it's definitely a lot more gray than the footage is showing. But yeah, I just wanted to throw in a little jail cell here. I felt like that was very fitting. And then I also wanted it to feel like you're still on a ship rather than like a stone dungeon. So that's why I used my code that I use for the deck of the ship down here. And we also have a little puppy barking at the bones back there of that poor unfortunate soul left alone in the dungeon. And this wall has some more jail cells. I just thought that was really fun and clever. But yeah, and you can actually come back here as well, and you can like stand in the jail cell if you want, take pictures, whatever you like. But that is this room down here. So that was a quick little view of my house, but I just really had a lot of fun with this. I think doing all the interiors really brought together the whole ship vibe as well. So this was just so much fun for me to create, and I love that you can actually interact with the cannons as well. Super fun. Okay, but we are actually going to exit off of the ship now and check out the last little bits of this island. Looks like I also have low battery for my remote. Coming up the incline here leads to another jungle, which I actually was up here earlier in the tour. And here's Iggly. He's so cute. I love seeing Iggly walk around on this island. He's adorable. But yeah, this is just another little jungle. I thought it'd be fun to spread the jungles around the ocean. I just thought that was like pretty realistic. You come across different islands as you explore the open sea. And this jungle is probably the smallest one. We have this little bridge here, which I was super glad that this fit in here. If you watch that video of me building this area, you know it was a little bit of a struggle to get this in here, but I'm glad it made it in the end. And honestly, I think this is probably my favorite of all the little jungles we did across the island. I just love this little cluster of items here and all the tree placement. I'm just really satisfied with this build. And this one is also really fun because when you head down here, this leads you to Mermaid Lagoon, which is a very different part of my island, but still very, very fitting for the theme, I think. I will say this area was definitely the most difficult one for me to do because the area is just so small and I was trying to incorporate a bunch of items around without over cluttering it. But I do think I managed to find like a good balance of items, so I am very happy with how this turned out. And down here is an extension of Mermaid Lagoon, and actually this is Marina's house back here. I thought she was the perfect villager to put in this area, and also I had one house left over that I needed to place somewhere on the island, so it all kind of worked out. So this is Marina's little Mermaid Lagoon. We got a skeleton down here as well. But yeah, I just think this area is so brightly colored and fun. Very, very cute. Okay, but we are actually going to exit Mermaid Lagoon and explore the right hand side of my island because there is something that I do want to show you. This is probably going to be the very end of the tour actually, because we have seen all the main areas, but back here all the way in the back corner of the beach is actually where I decided to place items for the treasure hunt. So as I mentioned, I have dropped, or I guess I will drop, a bunch of different items around the island for my treasure hunt. So I will go into detail about that a little bit more now. Essentially, I have hidden all 6 golden tools around my island, and it is your mission, if you so choose, to find all the golden tools. That's the golden net, fishing rod, axe, shovel, slingshot, and watering can and bring them back to this little, I guess, ceremonial type build. I don't really know what to call this, but you're going to place each tool on each of these stones and you just have to drop them here. And there are also 5 hidden golden nuggets around the island. You will be able to recognize that it's a buried golden nugget by the designated X marks the spot code that I've placed next to each spot. So you have to find all 5 of those as well and dig them up with the golden shovel. And you will place those golden nuggets here at the golden temple in the center, and you will have completed the treasure hunt. So that is the goal, that is the game on my island that I've created. It's just something fun and interactive for you guys to do if you so choose. If not, you can just enjoy the island as well, or I just hope you enjoyed watching this island tour. Also, I forgot to mention that all the golden tools will pretty much be hidden in plain sight, just like the ladder was. So you'll just see them dropped around the island. None of them are buried. Only the golden nuggets are buried around the island. So that's how you know if you are on the right track to finding all of the tools. But definitely let me know if you attempt my treasure hunt. It is, at least in my mind, medium level. I didn't try to make it too difficult. Some of the tools and golden nuggets will be easier to find than others. However, you do have to use some of the tools to your advantage in order to get some of the other tools. So it's kind of like a little puzzle. You have to get certain ones in order to get the others. And find all the tools and bring them back here. I will give you one hint to get you guys started. I do recommend looking for that hidden pipe around my island. As I mentioned, it could be anywhere except the villager houses because those are not decorated. But yes, start with the pipe and then try to figure out a way to reach all the other tools that you find across the island. But that is the game. I hope you guys enjoy it. Definitely let me know if you attempt it down in the comments, or even better, if you do the challenge and you happen to have an Animal Crossing account or social media, definitely take a picture here in this spot with all the tools placed and the golden nuggets on the golden temple and tag me on Instagram. I would love to see that you achieved and won. Let me know down below in the comments or on Instagram. That would honestly make my day. It'd be so fun. And also let me know how long it takes you to do because I'm very intrigued. I tried to make it a medium level, not too hard but also not too easy to finish super quickly, unless you happen to find all the things in the right order. But yes, that is pretty much the treasure hunt. I will also have some helpful hints and just the rules again written on my bulletin board in the plaza, so if you get stuck or you need a little extra help, definitely read the bulletin board. It should help you on your journey. But that, my friends, is all of Barbossa. That is my pirate island all complete. I truly hope you guys enjoyed exploring my island with me, and I just want to thank you guys again so much for joining me on this journey, joining me in this series. It was so much fun for me to do. I can't believe I actually managed to do it. I know I did have a few little gaps towards the end of me posting consistently, which I do apologize for. I did take a few days off in between, and my pre-recorded videos ended up catching up to me in real time. So I had to film and record all of those the day I was going to post them. So I do apologize for those few gaps in there, but we did manage to build it in just 14 days. So I'm so proud of myself. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this series. Again, let me know if you attempt the treasure hunt. I'm so excited to hear what you guys think, or if you end up winning, let me know down in the comments below. But yes, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider giving this video a like, and also consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos from me. I do plan on starting a new island very soon, so stay tuned for that. Also, I will be returning to Metropolis, which, if you guys are new to the channel, that is my superhero island that I worked on almost a year ago. Pretty much started almost a year ago, and it's nearly complete. I do plan to post a video updating you guys on what I've done around that island, and also hopefully finish it all in that video. It might be broken up into 2 separate videos. I haven't quite decided yet, but I will let you guys know, or I will just post it and you'll see what I've done on Metropolis. But yes, those are the plans coming up for the channel. I want to thank you guys so much again for being here and supporting, and I hope you guys have a lovely day or night or evening, whatever time you're watching this. So one final wave goodbye from Barbossa. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!